In January of 2015, I set off for the journey of a lifetime to study abroad in Florence, Italy. After dealing with a time where I struggled with many different issues of my own, surrounding self-doubt and not feeling like I was able to find myself, I decided to take a semester to study abroad and focus on myself and the person that I wanted to be. This trip was a trip that changed my life forever. This difficult time in my life was full of moments where I just did not feel like I was amounting to anything. I gave up on my goals in life, I felt extremely lost, and that I could not find my way out. Luckily, during my time studying abroad, I began to discover so many things about myself, the people I wanted to surround myself with, and the world that I was living in. Each place I visited was unique in its own way. I ate foods I never imagined, I visited places I never knew existed, and I did things that I never thought I would do in my wildest dreams, like paragliding over the Swiss Alps. I learned to give things a chance before judging them too soon, especially when it came to other people. Once I allowed myself to open up to these new experiences and people, I let them impact and shape the person that I wanted to be. Many people I met made me take a step back and reevaluate the life I was living. There was one instance where I met a man on my way home from class that was the critical period of my cultural revelation. He was a Nigerian refugee who came to Italy in 2013. I was nervous when he approached me because it was dark outside and I was alone. All he wanted to do was sell me an umbrella because it was raining, and that really hurt me inside. We began talking and he told me about his life. I learned from him that his journey to Italy was not an easy one. He lost many members of his family and friends on his way. The trip here was very dangerous. He had many dreams and aspirations of becoming a fashion designer one day, but until he could legally be accepted into Italy, all he could do was sell umbrellas on the street every day. He explained to me that Italians were not accepting of him because of his skin color, and his skin color told his story before he had the chance to. Being in Europe was the first time that I realized the significance of my privilege. This was the first time that I was a minority in almost every way possible, and talking to this man made me understand that he was always the minority. I witnessed firsthand how difficult it was to live in a place where you did not know the language or know anyone around you. But I could hide that from others because they would never know just looking at me. This man couldn't hide his history, and it prevented him from being able to change his future. When I came back home to the United States, I began to put in more effort to being more patient with others who are not like me. I paid more attention to world issues that affected the beautiful places I visited and the other places that I hope to visit in the future. I became more aware. Without this trip, I would have never been able to find my own outlook on life and understand and see firsthand what it's like to be on the outside looking in. This pushed me to be in the place where I am now, with more empathy and hope for others. But more importantly, the lesson that I learned is that this entire experience is that everything is about perspective, and luckily this trip changed mine.